the ground speed. Now it comes around. Lamont starting to really dial the horsepower in. A little bit lighter than nose. Horsepower goes to the track. Lamont, nothing to be ashamed of.
Good, not great. The distance, 284.6.
Again, it looks like he actually eased into the throttle on the starting line. Did that hurt you on the other end of the track?
No, this track's taking a lot of weight on the nose, and if you light him up too hard back in the line, you break the tires loose. So we kind of let it, and then I thought, well, I got to go now. So we just trumped on the throttle and hoped for the best.
He's not going to win. A lot of trucks to go. He should finish well up in the competition, however. We'll see where he lands. Some big dogs still to come. Like the Professor, Wayne Roush, the yellow Model T, who won the Winter Points Championship in this class.
He was also voted Puller of the Year by the other pullers, the fellas he compete against. Tell you what, you're talking a class individual. A lot of good people in this sport. One-time college professor decided he wanted to go pulling full-time. We're glad to have him with us on the TNT circuit, and believe me, when this guy comes out, everybody watches the professor. The school bell just rang. Let's see what Roush is going to do with it.
The yellow Model T, another incredibly popular truck because of the unique design. People really enjoy watching Wayne Roush in the yellow Model T. A little hop at the start.
That's what Lamont was talking about. The starting line's a little bit greasy, but the horsepower on the end of the track, you can stick it on the other end if you can get the ground speed. Roush is not going to have the distance he was looking for.
Another pull in that good, not great category. The yellow Model T will finish up there, but not up enough to get the win in Bowling Green. The two-wheel drive super modified trucks on the TNT All-American Pulling Series and LD Nation's Boot Hill Delivery has the lead with that distance of 293.88. Ken Lamont sitting second in the Midnight Express, and then the Professor, the yellow Model T of Wayne Roush, is currently third. Now, the big puller is coming up as far as Ken Lamont's concerned. You see he's sitting second right now. The man he's trying to catch in the national point standings is up next, the Sundance Kid, and your national point leader, Ray Carpenter from Bettendorf, Iowa.
Ray Carpenter, new to this class. He's not new to the sport. He's pulled the semis for many years. He's been a national champion there. Comes over into the two-wheel drive supers, and believe me, immediately said, hey, I'm for real. You're going to win. You got to get past the Sundance Kid. And like they said in the movie, who are those guys anyway?
You see the crowd going crazy. He's out of there. Full pull. Your new leader, Ray Carpenter, the Sundance Kid.
Scott, I tell you, he had that engine going for everything it was worth.
To the max, you might say. All on the line. They got everything out of it. It had to give. And Ray Carpenter, trying to win a national championship, maybe taking a big step here today in Bowling Green, Ohio. He has taken the lead with our first full pull in this class at Bowling Green.
Ray Carpenter, right now, you've got everybody back in the pit area moving around. They watch your run, you bang it out the end, and now you've got everybody worried in Bowling Green.
Well, earlier in the pull, I told my crew chief, I says, don't set it on kill. I says, set it on murder, and he says, how about let's just set it on Charlie Manson? I said, that's the worst we can get. Let's go.
Whoa, these people are serious about this thing.
That tells you about the intensity of this pull, doesn't it, Scott?
Well, one more time. It was worth looking at again. Here he comes. A beautiful run.
Now, the weight set perfect on the vehicle. He figured out where to get the bike to stick on the track, but everybody got to watch his run. Now, let's see if he can hold on and win this thing.
Brent Nation will be coming up next. You know, in Bowling Green, the beautiful super modified two-wheel drives make two runs. Earlier, Brent Nation and his dad, LD, ended up running 1-2 at Bowling Green. Now, this was his earlier run when he was able to get the victory in the two-wheel drive super modified.
You know, Scott, we don't have an opportunity to see Brent and his father run, but I tell you, LD and the boy are serious about their pulling, aren't they?
Well, they were here. This was the earlier run at Bowling Green. Now, back to today's competition, Brent is trying to knock off Ray Carpenter as opposed to trying to beat Dad.
A little bit light on the nose. That is really going to hurt him, and I guarantee you, it's like jumping off a high dive. He's got to get whatever he can get, and it's not going to be enough.
286.2 will put him up there well in this class. Will not get him close to the full pull he needed to force a pull-off.
What is the difference between the last time we were running a class and tonight?
Oh, I think the track was a lot better, and we missed the weight a little bit, got a little too high. But Ray made a spectacular run. I think he'll probably come out on top.
Brent Nation kind of predicting, was he predicting, Army, that nobody else will go out, or just that nobody can beat him if there's a pull-off?
I don't really know, and I tell you, what's got me buffaloed, if somebody can go out, it might be this exact truck here. The reason being, this is an exact duplicate of the Sundance Kid. As a matter of fact, the man driving this truck built the Sundance Kid. Anybody that's got a handle on the truck and can get it figured out, it's got to be the same combination. Identical trucks, identical engines, only difference, the man sitting in the driver's seat.
It's Bill Humphrey, and the truck is called Spike, out of Hanoverton, Ohio. Let's see if he can do it. Not out of there, but an outstanding pull nonetheless at 287.4. So a good pull, and you know what else that means? That's just another puller that is now for sure in between Ray Carpenter and Ken Lamont. Every time somebody gets over Lamont's distance, which he laid down earlier at 284.6, that helps Ray Carpenter.
Yeah, what it does is just pushes Carpenter one way out in front and Lamont going the other way to the rear in that points chase. However, this young man right here has the potential to take a win. That'll be John Potts coming up. He relies on the Arius engine, a beautiful truck. A lot of people really enjoy it. The Budweiser Excalibur, let's see what he can do. Again, where can you make it stick? That's the big question. The track is holding the horsepower. You can find the right groove to get into. Potts believes he's on the right track. We're going to find out in about 15 seconds.
The Budweiser Excalibur King, John Potts, out of Packerland, Green Bay, Wisconsin. Here he comes.
That looks good, powering up, but they're all trying to pull within about 3 or 4 feet of each other. Sundance Kid looking good.
Did not make it. The distance will be 286.3.
John Potts, the word we're getting is a 286.3. Not a bad run.
No, I could have used a little weight off the front. I got scared and everybody was going up, and I put some weight up, and I think if I left it, I'd have been okay.
Well, one more truck to go as Ray Carpenter watching intently to see if he's going to have to make another pull or if his full pull will win it outright. The man who's coming up, though, is very capable of forcing a pull-off. The defending national champion, Mike Stowe, the Bad Dog Ford from Warrenton, Georgia.
Stowe's been here before. He knows what it's going to take to win. Chevrolet's on top. He's driving a Ford product. If nothing else, he wants bragging rights. But he's also chasing these national points. Rolls out on the M34. Let's see what's going to happen. Stowe looks heavy on the nose to me, Scott.
Not going to get there. You can tell it right now. Let's see how close he can get. He'll get in the top 10. There's 48 trucks in this class, but he's not going to win it. 282.1, a good pull, but short of his goal to try and stay in the top 5 in national points.
Ray Carpenter, what can I say? You keep hammering away at this thing, but I can't stress the fact how tight this competition is in this two-wheel drive competition.
Well, it's the toughest in the country, Army. I mean, Bowling Green, Ohio, this is home of the big dogs, and we all know they don't lay on the porch. They're all out in big-time force tonight.
Thanks, Army. So Ray Carpenter stretches his national points lead over Ken Lamont by winning in Bowling Green. Boothill Delivery was second, Spike third, Excalibur King fourth, and Sundowner fifth at the prestigious National Tractor Pulling Championships. Ken Lamont and Midnight Express finished sixth to at least keep Carpenter within sight.
The TNT All-American Pulling Series on tough tracks back in Bowling Green, Ohio for the National Truck and Tractor Pulling Championships. You know, Army Armstrong, when people look at this sport, and a lot of people love the modified two-wheel drive trucks and all the power of the 7-engine combinations on the modified tractors, here's where it all started, with the stock tractors. But make no mistake about it, this is not what you see running on the farm. They do a lot of modifications to these engines.
Well, these vehicles are stock appearing. You get underneath the engine count, you're going to find as many as 4 turbochargers to increase the horsepower tenfold from what the engine was designed to produce. For an example, an engine comes off the assembly line designed to develop 200 horsepower. They can make 2,000 horsepower. So what you have here basically is they're building bombs under the hood of these modified tractors. When I say modified, I mean modified through the turbochargers. They call them smokers. Look at this run, the first run. 20 mule team close to a full pull.
Tom Dickerson at 290 feet, 4.7 inches. That gives him something to shoot at.
Tommy, the first of